Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about transporting animals. Transport in animals. That will be our subtopic today. We have two types of a transport system in animals. That is, we have circulatory system, and number two, we have open circulatory system. Okay, in circulatory system, it mainly occurs in vertebrates. That is, occurs mainly in vertebrates. Whereas an example of a vertebrates is mammals. And also we have fish. In open circulatory system, it mainly occurs in invertebrates. An example is insects. So in transporting animals, we have two systems. That is the circulatory system. Number two, we have the open circulatory system. And this is closed. In closed circulatory system, it mainly occurs in vertebrates. That is, in mammals and in fish. Whereas in open circulatory system, it mainly occurs in vertebrates, that is, in insects. Now today we are going to specify on closed circulatory system. And as we have said that an example of closed circulatory system is the mammals. So today we are going to discuss more about mammalian heart. And in mammalian heart, we will deal with external part of the heart and the internal part of the heart. So for you to understand about closed circulatory system, it is mandatory to know the external parts of the heart and the internal part of the heart. Let's start with the external part of the heart. External means outside. So the heart is made up of a membrane known as a pericardium membrane. The function of this membrane, the function of the membrane is that it excretes or it produces a fluid that lubricates. It lubricates the heart. That lubricates the heart while its own function. Number two, contains a muscle. It has a muscle known as the cardiac muscle. And the function of the cardiac muscle is to control the dilation of the heart and also to keep the heart into its position. The outside part of the heart is surrounded by a fat, whereby the function of the fat is to absorb the shock when the heart is in function. The cardiac muscle is supplied with a blood from a by coronary artery. Then, now we go into the internal part of the heart. The internal part of the heart is composed of the following. Number one, it is composed of the left, we have the left and the right, we have the left ventricles, this is the left ventricles, and the left ventricles. Number three, it is composed of verbs. It has some verbs. Number four, it has got the vena cava. Number five, we have the aorta. Number six, we have the pulmonary vein. Number seven, we have the pulmonary artery. Number eight, we have the atriums. Now we should be able to know how the blood circulates into the heart and out of the heart. So this is now the structure of the heart, whereby the blood flows from all the parts of the body except the lungs. Blood flows into the heart through the vena cava. After that, it reaches into the right ventricle. After that, it gets into the right ventricle through a valve known as the tricuspid valve. And the tricuspid valve, it is held in position by a tendon tendon. The function of the tendon is to allow the tricuspid valve to prevent it from turning inside while the blood has flown into the right ventricle. After that, it closes. After closing the right ventricle, it contracts. After contracting, it pushes blood through the pulmonary artery to the lungs, and it passes through a valve known as the semilunar valve. Here there is a valve known as the semilunar valve. After that, blood gets into the lungs, which is actually deoxygenated blood. After it reaches into the lungs, it combines with oxygen. Then it flows back to the heart through the aorta. Not the aorta, through the pulmonary vein. After that, it gets into the left atrium. Then there is also a valve here on the left side, known as the bicuspid valve, which allows the blood into the left ventricle. I think now you can see there is a difference in the right ventricle and on the left ventricle in terms of capacity, in terms of volume. That means on the left ventricle, it contains, as we had said, that the external part of the heart composed of the muscles, that is the cardiac muscles. On the left ventricle, it is thick because it pumps blood and high pressure to all parts of the body. Whereas the right ventricle is thin because it pumps blood to a shorter distance, that is into the lungs. Now, after the blood has been pumped out of the heart through the aorta, it goes. Now, after it has moved from the heart, it can go to other parts of the body. Like, for example, it can go to the stomach, and there is an artery known as the mesenteric artery, which allows blood into the stomach. Also, blood can be pumped to the kidney, whereby it gets into the kidney through artery known as the hepatic artery. Okay, now this is the internal part of the heart, whereby we had said that it is composed of the vena cava, whereby the function of the vena cava is to allow the deoxygenated blood from all the parts of the body except the lungs. It gets into the heart. Then, after getting to the heart, it flows to the left ventricle, to the right ventricle via the tricuspid valve. Now it has come. This is the valve which allows the inflow of the deoxygenated blood. This is the right auricle. Now this is the right ventricle. As you can see, it is thin. Now the blood now gets out of the heart through the pulmonary artery. The blue part is the deoxygenated blood. It flows to the lungs. After that, it gets back into the heart. In the lungs, it will combine with oxygen to form oxygenated blood. Now it will flow back to the heart through the pulmonary vein, the red one. It will flow to the heart. After getting to the heart, it will first flow into the left atrium. After that, it will be allowed to get into the left ventricle. Then on the left ventricle, because as we had said that it is thick, it will be pumped and high pressure to all parts of the body. it will now pass through that, through the aorta to all parts of the body. The whole parts of the body can be your stomach, the kidney, like that. Thank you, students. That makes the end of our lesson. I appreciate for your cooperation. We call it a day.